Hi everyone, we're here for another Octophonics lesson, and we're excited that you're here with us today. We're going to be doing lesson 4 today, and we're super excited about what we're here to show you in lesson 4 for Octophonics. So we're going to hop right in, you ready? Okay. So we have been talking about consonants, we've been talking about vowels, and we've been talking about the 3-step method so far. So today we're going to work on the 3-step method a little bit more, but before we do that, we want to review all of the sounds we've learned so far. So first things first, can you tell me what are the vowels? A, E, I, O, and U. Yeah, that's exactly right. And right now we're only working on their short sounds, right? So we've been practicing their short sounds. And so when we mark our short sounds with Octophonics system, what is that little mark above? A crown. And when we see that little crown right above the letters, we know that that letter is going to say it's short sound. Vowels have different sounds. And then we have our consonants, which are all the other letters that are left in the alphabet, right? So we've been practicing some of those letters, and I have them up on the board. But can you show me which ones are vowels on the board behind you? You can stand if you want. Standing is better? No? Okay. Point to the vowels for me. Okay. 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 Am I missing a vowel? What am I missing? E. Yeah, here's the E card right here. I know my desk. So yes, so that is our vowels. Now all the other letters are the what is the other letters called? The consonants. Okay. So can you tell me what these consonant sounds are? What consonant sound is this? Very good. All right, and then I have one more right here. Zip on. All right, so I am going to get you to stand for just a minute because we want to practice that 3-step method in just a second. But first, how about we write in our book? Then we'll practice the 3-step. Good plan? Okay. Well, let's practice our vowel sounds. What sound is this one? Well, what sound? Well, it's got this little guy over top of it. Good. So it's going to say the sound. That's a short sound. It is the letter E, though. You were right on that one. Okay. All right. So what sound is this one going to say? Now we want to remember it's that little short off sound, like off, the back of your throat. Okay. And then what's this one? Then over here. Good. And okay. Might be hard to hear you when you turn around that way. I just thought that. So when we do the card game in a minute, we'll make sure we're sort of kind of facing the computer a little bit to make sure everybody can hear. If you can't hear Luke, leave us a comment so we know whether or not you can't hear when he turns around to look at the board. I just thought of that. All right, friend. So we're going to practice in our book. So we're on lesson 4 in our book. Remember, there is a student workbook and the teacher key. The teacher key tells me what I need to be asking Luke, and it gives me all the pointers and tips and tricks and things like that. It also gives a list of the things that I need for the lesson. And so all of that is here in the book. But he's going to be doing this first, which is a review, and it says to listen carefully to your teacher's pronunciation. Repeat the sound out loud and write down the marked sounds that match what you hear. Okay, so we're going to write them down. You want to scoot up? Yeah. It's a little hard to sit way back there. Okay, ready for the first one? Yes. All right, number 1, I want you to tell me what letter says. You say the sound too? What letter did you write? Good job. All right, number 2. Say the sound. Good. You're right. Ooh, that's a pretty S too. Good job. All right. What letter's that? V. Good. How about T? Good. And J. Mm-hmm. What letter is that? J. What are all those letters that I was asked you, right? Good job. Those are all the sounds I make. What kind of letters are all of those?
Consonants.
That's exactly right. Every single one of those are consonants. Good job. All right. How about we do number 6? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It.
It.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's tiny.
That's okay. Hey, what if I write that as a capital I all by itself? What am I writing? I'm writing a word, right? So what would be a better way to put that one so we know that it's a short I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so cute. What's marking? What octomark does it mean? Yeah, a little kind of beautiful. All right, ready for the next one? How about eh? Ooh, gorgeous. How about Okay, letter U, good. And how about ah? Ah. Perfect. And the last one I want you to do is ah. Beautiful. All right, good job. And you can see in the book, I'll hold this up, and I know that we'll put in some pictures for you when we make this a video, but you can see in the book, it gives us places and nice little writing lines for the students to write on. So even if you have a bigger kid that's learning this, the fonts and things like that are really friendly for both young children as well as older children. And that's what I really like about this particular textbook that they have. It's not too terribly kiddie, but it's not too grown either. It's perfect for any age, depending on where they are in their reading journey. So I think that's a great. All right, it's game time. Are you ready to play the game? Okay, so we're gonna practice. We're gonna practice on the board the 3-step method, and then we're gonna come back to the book, and you have loads of blends to read. Do you remember what a blend is?
It's a consonant. Consonant.
Not with another consonant. It's a consonant mixed with a vowel for this particular part, right? So we're going to blend them together. So we're not really reading words, right? They're just the letter sounds. So that's what we're practicing. Okay? Are you ready? How about you stand up, but I'm going to slide the chair. You stand up, and that way you can point to the cards. That way everybody can see the cards on the wall. Is that cool? You can scooch back. Is that better? All right, so when we're doing the 3-step method, what do I look for first when I do the 3-step method? The vowel first. And then I say the vowel sound. And then what do I do? After I find the vowel, what do I do? Find the consonant. You're going to have to talk a little louder. You're not going to. Okay, so what do I do first for 3-step method? If I want to read this blend that I have in front of me. Okay, what do I do first?
With the vowel.
Okay.
Say the vowel.
Uh-huh. Okay. And then you say each sound, and then you squish them together. Okay, so you want to do it? Do you want me to point to the first one so you remember how to do it? And then you can point to the next ones, or you want to point to it the whole time? Okay, let's see what you remember from the other day. Go.
You find the vowel.
Uh-huh.
Say the vowel.
Sound.
Sound. Then you look for the consonant.
Mm-hmm.
Then you say each of it.
Sounds, yep.
And then you blend them together.
Yep.
And then it says
Okay, so show us each step. Can you show us each step? So point to the vowel. Say the sound.
This sound.
What sound is it? Okay, now. Okay, don't put them together. We say. Good. Good job. Does that make sense? All right. Now, when you do the rest of them, you don't have to say all the steps. You can just do the steps. Are you ready to just do the steps? Okay, well, I have to use some blends on the board. Okay, so you have to come over and kind of stand to the side, and you have to say loud so that our friends on Facebook can hear it. You ready? You have the first one, please, sir. You're gonna have to turn kind of sideways like that. Like that. When you talk loud. Show us what to do. Point to them. You don't have to do the steps. You don't have to say the steps. Just do. Here we go. Ah. Boom. Boom. Ah. Mm-hmm. Put it together. Ta. Good. Thank you. Now turn this way.
Yeah.
Super. Super. Okay, now hop right there. I'm gonna do a switcheroo. You ready for switcheroo? You need to take. What happens if I switch these? Can you do them again? It comes off with one, it doesn't come off with the other. Remember, ah is in the back of the throat. Ah. Yeah. All right. Start with that one. Well, you gotta face this one. Kind of sideways. There you go. Loud. Good. Super. Now I'll turn this way. And use this arm. Excellent. Okay, you did it. Amazing. Okay. Nice. Now you get to read a whole bunch. You ready to have a seat? We'll have a seat together, and you can read a whole bunch too, okay? And then we're going to practice marking some of these consonants. All right? Are you ready? So remember, we're looking for that vowel sound first. Then we'll read the consonant sound. Ready? All right, go for it. How to do all the steps for me. Remember, I know you can blend it, and it's great that you can blend it, but for right now, we want to practice each step. So that means we got to sound each part of that. Okay? And it's good practice, even though they can go ahead and blend, to continue letting them do the steps for another at least 2 or 3 lessons, maybe a little longer, just to make sure they have those steps ingrained in their brain for when things get a little harder a little bit later on. Okay? So let's do each step. Good. Super. Excellent. Good. Super. So it's all yours. Mark it for me. You can hold your finger or you can just read it to me, but I want you to read me each step. Good. Come on. Good. Good. Excellent. Okay, you did super on those. Super job. And then as you keep practicing and you keep going, then you'll be able to just blend them. A little bit later, we'll just be, you can do the sounds in your head. Okay? If you want to try doing a sound in your head for this one, we can just try it. Can you try it? What do you think it says? That vowel sound. Yeah. So you're doing the steps in your brain, right? You're going all in your brain. Right? That's good practice. That's what you should be doing. It's a good job. You want to try one more? All right, do all those steps in your brain. Good. Job. So O is a little weird. I know we are very southern. We're in Georgia. We're super southern. And so sometimes our sound, our O sounds a little more like an AU, like aw. And that's not what we're going for. Octophonics bases everything off of the dictionary and dictionary pronunciation. So it's more about sound, so it's more short and it's kind of a little more in the back of your throat. We're still working on and practicing. He's getting the right sound, just not quite perfect. So we're working on, and I say it wrong too, because again, southern. So we're working on that sound. It's a very short sound when you make it. So jaw, right? Yeah. So just so you know that when we do the sounds in Octophonics, everything is based off of dictionary pronunciations. So those of us that didn't learn the dictionary of pronunciations, we're learning it now. So we're doing great. So let's do this next one. In your brain. Got it? Got the sounds? Good. Okay? Okay? Good. Excellent. So as they keep working through the 3-step method, then it gets a little, once they practice it, you can still see the wheels in the brain working, and he's still looking for that vowel sound, looking for the sound before, and it does become more of a memory thing. They're still walking through the motions in their brain, but they are still walking through each of those 3 steps, even if it's not completely out loud, which is what we want for them to do as they grow. So as they grow and they get older, the sounding out won't be as pronounced. The sounding out will start becoming something that runs in their brain, kind of behind the scenes, and then they're just saying the sounds. And that's where we start getting that fluidity of reading and things like that. So it's a good thing. That's what we're looking for. All right, my friends. So exercise C in the book today, we're going to be practicing marking the sounds. Okay? Now, we don't mark consonants because they just say their sound for right now. Now, once we start mixing some consonants up and there's some consonants that don't follow the rules, those get marked. But when they're just their sound, just their regular old sound, we don't have to mark them. Okay? But we do have to mark vowels because vowels have 2 sounds. All right? So are you ready? I'm going to say the blend. I'm gonna say the blend, and I want you to help me mark your vowels. So you got your pencil ready? All right, so you're gonna listen carefully. I'm gonna sound out. I'm gonna use the 3-step method to do this blend, And you're going to listen for the sounds that I say, and then you can repeat them out. Okay? So the first one is ah, ah, sa. Yeah, so that's perfect. Okay, our next one is t, t. Excellent. Okay, our next one is b, ba. Right. Next we have ah, ha. All right. S, se. All right, now I want you to do the next one. Since you're doing such rock and roll on that one. I want a short vowel sound, so what is it going to be? That was right.
Is it wonky?
Wonky. We don't want any wonky crowns on our letters. That would be crazy.
It looks like it was pointing to it was like...
It was pointing to the H? That would be right.
It was like...
Yeah, you can even make them a little smaller if you wanted to, like really tiny. Because once you start getting into really big words, you're going to really need those marks to shrink down really small because those are really big. Okay, so we'll practice and keep making them smaller. But hey, can you read it to me? What does this one say? Read the whole thing, like 3-step method it. That's right. You did great. All right. Ooh. Can you do the next one? Read it for me. Right here. Excellent. They threw a letter in there we haven't done yet. Do you know that one? I. Fi. Yeah, that's a cool one. Okay, cool beans. All right, how about this one? Te. Good. Okay, now on this row, I want you to practice getting that crown inside these lines like this. I want it really tiny. Think you can do that? Super tiny. So in practicing marking, we want to make sure that when they're practicing marking that it helps with their fine motor skills as well, making those marks really small so that they are able to add many marks to bigger words as we get further into the curriculum. So practicing the marking is important, making sure the sizes are small because we're going to build on this and there's going to become lots of markings in our words. We want to make sure those markings are directly over those letters. Those are gorgeous. Nice work. You did them all while I was talking. Nice work. Okay, can we blend these together real quick? Good. 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 Super. Super. All right. I'm going to do one more row. There are 2 more rows on our book. We're going to do one more row for you, and then we'll be done with our lesson for today. But I want little crowns. Crowns. Like this whole row of crowns. Yeah. We'll show. Can we show everybody? We'll see if I can get this off of the screen. So we have some larger crowns up here, but you can see down here we were able to correct that and make sure they were small to go over each of those. So we're looking for those small crowns. Right, everybody. Okay, maybe some small crowns and sound them out. We can do them as you go. How about that? Small crowns, and then you read them to me as you go. Can you do that? Good. Okay. Good. Nice. Wait, what happened? What happened to that crown? Enlarge it. Shrink it back down. Shrink it down. We want little crowns. Nice. Okay. Very good. Nice. Good. Doing a good job. Mm-hmm. Not E. You put a crown on it. Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Thanks for joining us. You did a great job. All right. See you next time.